Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Fly
Welcome to episode 100 of the Fly Round Podcast. I am your host, Anthony, aka Tony Playboy, aka the Minnesota Frog Kings, and I am here with the guys. You got any AKAs for yourself today?
Hey, Cliff, aka the Glove, aka breaking streaks out here. Finally,
You ain't gonna say breaking generational curses?
all that, all that.
It's been a couple decades.
Yo, Sam.
Oh shit! Sorry, forgot it was my turn in the order. No, AKA this week. Thanks y'all for listening for episode 100. We also just reached 10,000 subscribers on YouTube. So thanks everyone for listening this season. It's been dope. We're excited to close out the playoffs with y'all. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Like Sam said, big shout out to y'all for being supporters. But it's T.O., aka Twig Street Baby. Please, coordinator, please. 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 Coordinator, me, please.
All right, dope. Make sure you like and subscribe wherever you are listening. We got an exciting show today. We're going to give y'all reactions to Wild Card Weekend, continuing our NFL playoff bracket challenge, and giving you our expectations for the Divisional Round weekend.
The Fly Route Pod. The Fly Route Pod. The Fly Route Pod. The Fly Route Pod.
All right, let's hop right into it, T.O.
Yeah, man. So we got a pretty good wild card recap. It was a pretty good weekend of football, man. Needless, I say the more. So first, we're going to start off with the Bengals edging the Ravens 24-17. So it wasn't the best outing for Joe Burrow. He had averaged 6.3 yards. Was the depth of his targets. And he didn't have any big-time throws, so that was, pretty good defense for the Ravens. I say less. And then the biggest highlight was Logan Wilson's forced fumble on the 1-yard line. Tyler Huntley stretching the ball out. Logan Wilson causing the forced fumble when they were tied at 17 in the fourth quarter. And Sam Hubbard with a 98-yard scoop and score. What else did he need to do to seal that dub for them? But great win for the Bengals. If Lamar was out there, we'd probably be looking at a different game. But they made it, though. They made it. And then we got the Bills escaping the Dolphins, 34-31. None of us seen this coming without Tua and Skylar Thompson taking the reins this weekend. Wow. But, like y'all say, Josh Allen, he threw 2 picks. But, he did have 6 big-time throws, and his wild plays were on both sides of the spectrum. So there's some great wild plays and some what the hell are you doing wild plays?
I tell you. I be telling you. You be playing with me. I'm like, he gonna do Josh Allen things. And I'm like, Josh Allen things are throwing picks in the red zone. that is Josh Allen things this year, bro. Stop playing. Y'all still think they're gonna win it all.
He still comes up big, though.
He played different in the playoffs, though.
Yeah,
did he? Did he?
They won.
Hey, look, not this past week.
Yeah, it ain't always pretty. Look, it ain't always pretty, but they got the job done.
Hey, that's facts.
Then you got the Fins, who's also the biggest impact on defense in this game was Jalen Phillips, their second-year defender. He led the Dolphins team. They, as a whole, had 7 sacks. He actually didn't have any, but he had 9 pressures and 6 run stops. So the man was balling on the defensive side of the ball that game. And then we got the 49ers blowing out the Seahawks. But it was, we all expected this one. But it was a good showing for both Deebo Samuel and DK Metcalf. They put on a show. They both finished with at least 125 receiving yards and a touchdown. Deebo went for 6 catches, 133 yards. He also had a 74-yard catch and run that put them up 3 scores in the fourth quarter. So that was a huge play. And then DK Metcalf went for 10 catches, 136 yards, 2 touchdowns. And on the defensive side of the ball for the Niners, Charles Omenihu had 5 pressures, 2 sacks, including a strip sack. So huge play for the 49ers defense in that blowout. Moving on here, we got the Jaguars' miracle comeback against the Chargers.
Bro. I'm hot because I was the only person on the podcast that thought the Chargers would win the game. And early in the game, I was about to start talking about shit.
It went that way.
I just knew.
That way.
I just knew. I was watching the game and I was like, watch something stupid happen in the second half, or just watch something crazy happen in the second. I just knew it. It was just too good to be true that they was going to go out like that. I just knew it. I just didn't trust Brandon Staley like I was saying last week. I didn't trust it. They gonna fire their offensive coordinator like it's his fault.
It wasn't not his fault, bro. They ain't run the ball like at all, really. The second half of the game, you have a massive lead, and you have Austin Eckler, who has been a fantastic back all year long. Honestly, for multiple years now, like top 5 running back for multiple years, in my opinion. And y'all don't run the ball at all. Y'all don't eat clock at all.
Some people got to take more blame. Justin got to take blame. Brandon Staley got to take blame. There's more blame to go around than just the OC.
Look, if you think Justin should just check out of the OC's play calls and start running the ball himself, sure. I'm just saying, they don't run the ball at all. They don't move. They don't use the clock. They're not snapping the ball at 1-2 seconds with a 20-point point lead. They just 14 seconds on the play clock. Let's go. Here come another pass. What's going on, bro? I'm shocked Brandon Staley still has a job.
Yeah, definitely shocked. I definitely thought he was out of there. Yeah,
that's what I thought should have been out of there. The OC just played the fall guy. They kept saying, you got us to the playoffs. We should have won that one. We had that one.
It was
OC,
up 27-0.
OC got to take the fall.
I'm trying to figure out how that's on him. We up 27 points at halftime.
He's probably sold on. He said, yeah.
He said, bro, this ain't even my job. I'm a defensive head coach. What you mean?
We did our job in the first half. How we get him a 27-point lead? He can't put the game away.
That's bad though. They only scored 3 points in the second half.
That's really bad.
It was bad.
But let's be real though, because the 27 points they had, the defense put them right there. Put them right there every time.
Pick after pick after pick after pick. Asante Samuels had 3 of them Johns. Did he? At half.
He was a breakout player. He was a defensive player that stood out in this game. But also we had Trevor Lawrence who threw a total. He was pretty much a tale of 2 halves. He had 4 picks in the first half.
That's insane.
But then in the second half, he threw 3 touchdowns and no picks. But obviously, we know Asante Samuel balled out for the Chargers in the first half. He had it's an all-time performance, man. 3 picks in the first half. This was the first time since 2003 that this has been done as far as 3 interceptions. And then also only the 9th time that this has ever happened. So that was a pretty, special performance that he put on out there. And just overshadowed by shoddy coaching and play calling. I don't even know what to tell you after a game like that.
That shit's so sad, bro. Brandon Staley gonna have to learn every lesson the hard way. It looks like he gonna have to learn every lesson, and he don't even know who he is no more. 4th and 3, you literally at your goal line, bro, and you don't want to go for it with Justin Herbert. Who are you? Who are you, bro?
That was
he's the guy that goes for those. Yeah.
Your and put your defensive position with back him up.
They back, yeah, bro.
Exactly.
It don't even make sense.
It don't. And we got the Giants proving the Vikes are frauds, winning 31-24. Man, I don't even got the words to say because we called this.
We all frauds. Look, we all
Giants.
Frauds because we picked the Vikings knowing they was frauds.
Yeah,
that's bad.
And ain't none of us win because we knew they was frauds. And when they won, we all wasn't surprised. We all knew
exactly. And that was the pick last week. We're like, Giants win, we won't be surprised. But
we all picked the Vikings because we thought they were going to take care of business.
Honestly, it was more so just hating on the Giants because they in our division. So
Hey, but like I said, though, I called this. The close games are gonna come back to bite him in the ass when it mattered the most, and that's exactly what happened.
Kirk Cousins with the fourth and 8 throwing a 3-yard pass, bro.
Yeah, that was bad. That was terrible. Like no awareness at all.
Okay, but also that's not good. But also, why is that route so short on a 4th and 8?
That's true too.
That's all I'm gonna say. Like that was a bad pass to make.
It wasn't like he was even open, like he had like room to catch and run. Like, okay,
yeah.
If you was getting him out in space 1-on-1, you think your guy can win and get y'all the first down. Okay, cool. But as soon as he caught the ball, he got tackled. It wasn't even like
the dude
he
was
had a chance.
Yeah, I don't even know why. Why do you have that route in your 4th and 8 package?
Maybe that's why he got fired.
And it's not even like a crossing route. Like if it was a crossing route, you'd be like, okay, even if it's short, he's already on the move. Like you say, he's open. He could try to keep crossing, get the rest of them. It's not. It's a comeback. He ran a comeback.
It was like an out route or something.
It was like an outer, like a stick, or like an outer a stick jump. It only hit 3 yards. Like you need 8. I just don't understand that. Unless you just thought he was going to bully dude, and I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think anybody was aware to the situation like that. I mean,
what?
As the route runner,
4th and 8, you're not aware of the situation.
I don't know what else to say. Like you run a 3-yard route when you need 8, and it's 4th down, game on line, like you say. Like,
hey, they told you to run a 3-yard route.
He ran a stick route, but didn't get to the sticks on 4th and
8. That's bad, man. That's horrible. But at the same time, we got Daniel Jones balling out in this game. He led the Giants in rushing with 78 yards. Actually carried the ball 17 times as well. And he also had over 300 passing yards. So, I mean, the man flat out ball for the Giants in this game. And then on the defensive side of the ball, Dexter Lawrence, he was just a force all game. He led the Giants in pressures and pressure rates. And he was just consistently running through the interior, being disruptive on pass plays. And just all game, just disrupting anything they wanted to get done. So big shout out to Dexter Lawrence as well. And then we, last not least, got the Cowboys cruising past the Bucks, which I feel like we all should have figured if we was all saying the Bucks weren't really that good.
Not Sam.
Yeah, but Dak missed on his first 3 passes, when they went 3 and out. But then he ended up going 25 of 33, 305 yards and 4 tubs. So, great stat line. And 3 incompletions were drops. So that would have been 28 of 33. Still great stat line. And then on the defensive side of the ball, the biggest stat that I seen that was just like, oh my God. Buck safety, Mike Edwards, and cornerback, Sean Burfy Bunting, combined to allow 11 catches on 13 targets for 157 yards and 2 touchdowns.
You said they were just out there. They were just out there chasing boys.
Hey, they was on that Adrian Broner. I ain't gonna lie, I'm getting cooked. But then also something big as well is obviously Brett Maher missed 4 extra point attempts. Like it was bad. It was like I don't know what he was even looking at, but that was big. Then you got I think it was just a meme, but I seen what's y'all owner name again?
Jerry Jones.
Jerry Jones. I seen something about a tweet saying if you in the stadium and can kick, we got a jersey for you.
Yo, that's tough, bro. That is tough just to miss them all like that, bro.
That's
like
crazy.
It ended up not mattering, right? Because like they were beating the Bucks by so much, but that got to stick with him, bro. Like you might see him spiral during the playoffs, and it cost y'all the next game.
I'm not gonna lie. I was watching the game, and I think at one point when it was 18-0, and I was like, yeah, these field goals gonna come back to bite them in the ass at some point during this game. And then
Same.
It just so happened that it didn't matter, but that's huge because obviously we know how much confidence matters in a kicker, especially in times like the playoffs. So every point matters. But
okay, let's. On that note of talking about how that might affect him moving forward, let's talk about the divisional round and our NFL playoff bracket challenge. A couple of people that listened in came through, joined the bracket challenge with all of us. Right now, we got to give out a shout out to Devon from Jersey, who is currently winning the bracket challenge with a perfect NFL playoff bracket so far. So shout out to Devon. He is currently whipping us right now. But Tio and Cliff are close behind him, only missing one game apiece. So we got this slate of games coming up, and I think it's going to be pretty exciting. I want to start with the big one. I think this is possibly the biggest game of the week, but it's going to be Cincinnati versus Buffalo. All right, now look. Does anybody want to flip? Because everybody had this being the matchup. Does anybody want to flip?
Yeah, I mean, I had the Bills on my bracket, but I feel like the Bengals are going to win. I'll flip.
Oh, boy. Look.
I can't do it. I can't bet against Joe. I just saw him in the bucket hat.
I gotta ride it out.
That's crazy. Sam saw Joe Burrow pull up in a bucket hat and it just changed everything he thought about the game.
I was like, oh shit, I forgot he lives for these moments. Never mind.
Look, I'm the only one that had Bengals originally winning this matchup. I'm sitting on it.
Now, I won't be surprised.
There's a little bit of offensive line issues going on for the Bengals right now. I think that's really big, especially with how good the Bills defense has been. But like, we see Joe play and go crazy with no offensive line. So that's like my confidence in Joey Cool is crazy right now. But, you know, y'all think the script has been written for the NFL with Damar Hamlin, and the Bills just cannot lose. All right, I got a question for you. Over under a half, right? For picks that Josh Allen throws in this game. I was going to say over under 1.5, but I feel like it's too easy to take the under 1.5. You think Josh throws at least one pick?
In this game or in each half?
In this game.
I wasn't even trying to
He gave us his answer.
Clarifying. Yeah, I'm going to take the over.
I don't, honestly, I think he might throw one, but I wouldn't be surprised if he bounces back and doesn't throw any this game.
I would be shocked.
This is a gotta have it game. So
that's the player prop that I'm taking every week is Josh Allen throws a pick.
He get one.
he doing
but
it.
I still got him winning though.
Hey, okay, all right. Look, so now we're at a 2-2 because Sam flipped for the Bengals Buffalo game. If you all are listening in, let us know who you think is going to win the game. We can react to all of your comments. On the other end, I feel like this is the other very competitive game, so I want to get it out the way. And this is a big one for you, Cliff. Philly, Dallas. Yo, why you so stoic right now? What's up? You got the boys?
Nah, we got the Cowboys. Got the Niners.
The Niners. Okay, the not bracket looks a little fucked up. No, like the bracket, like on the website is a little fucked up. So Cowboys, Niners.
Yeah, Cowboys, Niners. I'm pretty sure I rocked with. Oh, probably because the bracket is based off seed. So if we picked a different seed to win, it probably changed it up based off who we be playing. So, I personally would have rather us play the Eagles, if I'm being honest.
Okay, that's fair.
But I'm going rock because I had the Eagles beating us, so I'm gonna switch up and just say the same thing. I think the Niners will win the game, and because I feel like last week was a little scripted with everything that happened, and it was just like the perfect game. Like
you really believe that the game was scripted for the Cowboys to win? You're a Cowboys fan.
It was a perfect game. It just seemed way too perfect for what our season's been, and I hope they keep it going. But I think the Niners are a really good team that can run the ball. Our defense is gonna have to play really well to stop them, and Brock's been playing really well, and he's a rook. So I mean, like, there's been some questionable plays he's made where, you know, but it's working. So it's like the deep throw he made to Debo was probably too far inside. Probably could have been picked or broken up had the DB looked for the ball. But like there's some plays. He just makes plays though. Like that's
drop.
I mean, and guys dropping ball that
was a crazy scramble.
That Ayuk drop was insane. In the corner of the end zone, in the right corner, bruh.
Yeah. That was a play. And
he's a guy.
He's making plays, but the boys coming off a big win against what I already said was a bad team, and I'm happy we beat them like we should have. But it just seemed too perfect. The Niners got us out the way last year, so I don't really honestly that win doesn't do it for me. That's why it's just like. I mean, we should have beat them. We supposed to beat them. This is the game that you need to win. This is the game you need to win. This is that game really like everybody happy about a playoff win. Like we should win that game. We should win that game. This is the game that I'm gonna be like, all right, if we can win this one, now let's talk. So I got the Niners.
All right. Anybody taking Dallas? I got the Niners. I got the Niners in the Super Bowl. So I got to take the Niners.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna go Niners. Yeah, I'm going Niners.
Clean sweep. This feels a little suspicious.
And watch them come out and surprise us and beat the shit out of the 49ers.
Yo, that'd be crazy. I don't think I could believe it, yo. So Giants, Eagles, NFC East showdown. Like, bruh, I think the Giants should just be happy to be here.
You want to hear the score of their first matchup? Anyone remember?
Do you know, or you're just asking?
I know. It was 48-22.
Oh,
48-22. They played again week 18. It was 22-16 because it was Jalen Hurts' first game back. But the first game, the Eagles almost put up a 50 bomb on them. So, I think I got to go Philly.
I'm sticking Philly. I mean, they're my Super Bowl pick. Going to the Super Bowl. So.
Yep. Same here.
Okay. That's all right. That's a vibe. We got Cliff with the players of the week.
Players of the week, we'll pick right up where we was talking about first with the offensive player of the week. I'm going to give it to my guy, Dak Prescott. Came in with he went 25 for 33, 305, 4 passing, and a rushing touchdown while he had 7 for 24 on the ground. So it was really encouraging for me as a Cowboys fan. I've been saying Dak needs to use his legs more. Like if it ain't there and you see a lane, take off, get 4, get 5, get a first. Like he can do that. And I feel like throughout the season, he was just rushing his reads and just making 1-2, making the throw, or just making decisions too fast. And it looked like the game slowed down for him a little bit after those first 2 drives. And
definitely did look like that for sure.
And when it gets like that, it's much better. Like you're playing much better, and I think he realized it, and I hope he can keep that going. It's just I got to see it consistently because you still came back and led the league in 15 interceptions, and you missed several games. So it's like you got to see that. And so consistency, though, you showed you could do it. In a big game against a solid defense. But we're going to see moving forward. But for my defensive player, I had to rock with Asante Samuel Jr. He had 3 INTs and three tackles in a losing effort. So it's kind of like because of that, though, I gave my honorable mention Sam Hubbard. He was that touchdown obviously was the difference in the game. Those players of the week for this week.
Bro,
Mark Andrews almost got him.
The guy
blocking the back.
Pass,
he should have got him.
The guy that dropped the pass at the end and the ball hit his hands when Tyler Huntley threw the ball up, gotta be just
sick.
Yeah, he's sick right now. Like,
sick.
That's way too close for comfort on the Bengals,
bro.
Like that's not a good place for you to be at. I'd be a little wary, but maybe they'll clean it up. Got a bad game out the way. I don't know. Did you give Money Maher your special teams player of the week?
Yeah, for real.
Why call them money?
It's just bad. It's just bad coaching that he even he put him out there to attempt that fourth one. I'm not putting you back out there, bro.
I mean, maybe he wanted to show that he had faith in him, bro.
No.
Ain't no faith.
No. In the playoff game, and in the second half, we're gonna leave you and all those misses in the first half, and we're gonna move forward, and we're gonna go for 2 for the rest of this game. That's how I would handle that. I mean, I feel like you heard even more by missing the fourth one. Like, damn, like it's obviously not my day, coach.
Yeah, he was
obviously not my day, coach.
Hey, we ain't got room for that in the NFL.
Not in no playoff game against Tom Brady. I mean, we lucky it didn't come back to bite us, but just like, damn.
Oh man, that's hilarious. Oh shit. All right, look, let's move into the RPO with Tio.
Yeah, so and this first question is for you. So after this past season's performance and the way it ended as well, should teams pass on bringing in or recruiting Tom Brady? You gonna run or pass?
I'll pass, man. Like, Tom is Tom, right? You know what you get. Like, here's what I believe. Tom is not going to carry a team or a franchise anymore. But Tom can be a vicious operator for a stacked team. You know what I mean? So, like, if you got the pieces, you got the receivers, you got the offensive line, you got a good defense, you can plug in Tom Brady and he can take you to the promised land still. I believe that. But if you have a team with a bunch of holes on it, Tom Brady is not going to cover up a ton of holes, especially if they're in the offensive line category, the run game category. Like, he might be able to make up a bit for, like, a porous defense if the offensive stuff is put together right. But, like, you can't ask Tom Brady to do the shit that we are asking Mahomes to do right now anymore.
True. And I agree with that.
So that's that. So, like, yeah, a Raiders team, if they try to fix their offensive line, want to go get Tom, do it. Like, besides that, your defense is getting a little bit better. Max Crosby had a fantastic season, underrated player in general right now. But, like, I think it's a little bit too early to write Tom Brady's eulogy.
I agree. I mean, he can still play, especially as long as he has those pieces, like he said. Mainly his offensive line and a run game. I think that comes. You're gonna have a run game with Tom Brady back there, as long as you got an offensive line. So, I mean, he's gonna go somewhere where I think the Raiders is the best fit for him. That's why I think we're talking about the Raiders a lot, but I think the Raiders is probably the best fit for him. Yeah, they obviously out a quarterback.
I think the crazy thing is, like, now that I think about, like, thinking back on the game, like, did Tom look like the same Tom that you used to see him? Not even from a performance standpoint, but from his posture, his confidence, talking shit. Like, I didn't see that same Tom out there on the field. So it seemed like he wasn't, like, his heart wasn't in it or something.
Man, I don't know about that. I don't know if his heart wasn't in it as much as he knew they was getting their shit fucking rocked and they weren't gonna come back. Like, that's some, like, come on, bro. Like, that's a little demoralizing to know that you about to you getting your ass beat and there ain't shit you can do about it.
Yeah, I think, and that's what I'm saying. Like, it just, he ain't seemed like his heart was in it. But
I mean, how many times have you seen Tom in a game where he getting his ass beat and there ain't nothing he could do about it?
Not too many times.
Familiar territory. I'm just saying. Yeah, he wasn't really prepared for that. Like,
yeah, he's not used to that. So I can see how that could be disheartening for sure. 20
years of just giving people to work. Come on, bro. Like, yeah, you wouldn't be built for that neither. Come on. I'm just being real. Like, 20 years of giving bros the work. Like, you're not built for mediocrity either at that point. Like, nah.
Yeah.
That shit gets you sick.
He missing some throws. He was missing some throws out there, and I think he did really. I don't think he ever didn't think they could win early on, but I think he did get demoralized in the second half when they was just coming after him. They was just, I mean, the defensive line was just after him. I mean, and he don't do good under duress if you're not protecting him. Like, I mean, he does, but he didn't. Monday night.
I mean, we talking about a guy that's 45 at this point, so
he can't. He not running away from Micah Parsons.
Oh no.
You're not going nowhere. If he's coming at you, bro, you're beat. You're beat. Ain't no move, ain't no step back. You're beat. And Tom knows that. Like the guys, I mean, guys like that move at a different level, but he just needs the protection. Like he can make the reads, he can get the ball out, he can still throw it deep. Like he can still do those things. He just needs the pieces.
Yeah, and a better run game for sure, because I think he would thrive if the run game was better. And moving on here, we got Sam. So is Brock Purdy overdue to hit the rookie wall this week?
Pass.
Hey, Purdy season. What you mean?
No, I think the 49ers are just set up to kind of protect him in a lot of different ways. And even if he isn't able to make all of the same throws that he was last week, they still have Christian McCaffrey and Deebo Samuel there to run the ball. Let me pose a question to y'all real quick. I know that obviously it's a regular season award, but if Brock Purdy wins this week, should he be in like consideration for Offensive Rookie of the Year?
No, because it's a regular season award and he only plays 6 regular season games.
But he won all of them.
The vibes are there. Like I get it.
I was listening to the Pat McAfee show and they posed the question, if Brock Purdy was a top 5 pick, do you think he would be in the conversation based off what he's done?
If he was a top pick, I think it should mean more that he was Mr. Irrelevant, honestly. Like
exactly,
this guy came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And undefeated. Like that's not an easy thing to do. So just based on the totality of the season, I would say no. Because I feel like there's, guys that have, and not necessarily the same type of situation like the guys we were talking about, like a Garrett Wilson or like a Kenneth Walker. Just, as productive as they were. But then,
Garrett Wilson
really
getting
good situation. Yeah.
Okay.
Garrett Wilson getting 1,000 with Zach Wilson. I'll never get over that.
I'm just saying, like, bro, y'all can't hold this man. Like, that's crazy. Like, okay with Zach Wilson this season. Like, who knows what Zach Wilson will be in the future? But what we do know now is he is absolute garbage. There is no doubt in your mind about that. Right now, right here, right now,
he's trash.
Yeah, exactly. I take it. It's safe to say we all feel like Purdy, that rookie wall is nowhere to be seen right now. And then Cliff, we got a question for you here. So, do you feel like the Bengals offensive line injuries will cost them winning the AFC?
Because I picked the Bills to win, yes. I think losing Jonah the other night was huge. Already down Collins on the other side. I think
it's like 3 total. I think
Kappa too.
Oh, so, and a guard. So you missing? Yeah. I don't know whether he plays left or right, but you missing a guard. You missing a guard and both your starting tackles. I think that hurts your run game and your pass game. And I think the Bills got some pass rushers that can get after you. They got, a solid defense, and they got some cover guys that can play defense long enough to get home. So I'm going to rock with the Bills, obviously, and say that they're going to get out the way this week.
Yeah, I think so too. I just think that's a really big roadblock at this point in the season too, to just try to get over, because like you said, I mean, it affects every facet of the game for you: run game, pass game, just everything. I mean, he, in a sense, covered it up last week, but his average was only 6 yards down the field, and he was getting the ball out really quick. I think his average throwing time was like 2 seconds. So I mean, he was throwing the ball fast as hell. And then also the Ravens.
And that,
yeah. I agree with that. I think so.
Yeah, he's gonna need Chase to start taking them Jones to the crib like his last year.
They're gonna have to turn it up.
Yeah, they're gonna have to do something. They're gonna make players play when players play. So our last thing here is on the flip side of that. Will Josh Allen's turnovers cost the Bills winning the AFC? And a quick side note is, would the Dolphins have beat the Bills last week if Tua was healthy? Thoughts?
They say that, but I believe. Okay, does anybody else think that? I think everybody has this issue in anything competitive where you play down to your competition a little bit.
I think
you're not supposed to. And I feel like they walked into a game being like, we got Skylar Thompson. Easy money. And the Skylar Thompson was like, bro, it's just sweet around here. And had to get them acting right. So, like, I believe that, like, no, I think the Bills would have played a better game. I think the Bills would have taken them more seriously in that better game in a world where they know for a fact that, like, oh, we got to deal with Tua and, like, the full brunt of what this offense can be instead of being like, oh, we kind of got a sweet one on our hands.
That's just at the same time, we did see the Bills squander a huge lead to Tua after seemingly not taking him seriously after getting up early in that game, early in the season. So, I mean, I think they would have had a better chance to win with Tua for sure. But I also think what Anthony's saying is true, that in a playoff atmosphere, the Bills definitely take the Dolphins like at full strength a little bit more seriously. But I think I'm also going to pass on the Josh Allen turnover thing because I think the Chiefs are just better. And I don't think it'll necessarily come down to turnovers as like the main thing. I don't know if they'll be able to stop the Chiefs offense.
Okay. Nice take.
Yeah.
I respect that.
I think he's gonna make some mistakes, but I think he definitely played down a little bit. I feel like the Bengals did too with the Ravens. Don't get me wrong, the Ravens are a good team, but Huntley's not Lamar Jackson. Like, and it's just
the Ravens have a good defense.
Right, they have a good defense, and they don't have no real receivers. They don't have Lamar Jackson. That game shouldn't have been that close. And the fact, like we talked about, it came down to a tip ball miss in the end zone to tie the game. And if I'm the Ravens, I'm going for 2.
For sure.
I'm not going to OT with y'all. I'm going for 2 on that. So
I ain't going to OT with y'all.
we missed our starting quarterback for the past few games. We shouldn't even really be here, to be honest. So I think, we're going to see what happens with both those Qs this week when they got to take both each other seriously.
Yeah, but that's it for the RPO.
All right. Dope.
The Fly Route Pod.
We got Sam hitting us up with the Fly, playoff edition.
Yep. So we are now at the point in the season where there are not even 5 games. We got 8 teams left, 4 games going on this weekend. So we're just going to go through the lines on all of them. The first game we got is the Jaguars at the Chiefs. Just for a little bit of context, all of these teams played each other or were supposed to play each other besides the 49ers and Cowboys. The Bengals and Bills game obviously got canceled, but the Jaguars and Chiefs have played each other. They played week 10. The Chiefs won by 10 points, 27-17. At that point, that put Jacksonville at 3-7, and then they went 6-1 to close out the regular season. And they won their last playoff game, in a huge comeback fashion, making them 7-1 in their last 8. So it's definitely a different team than the team the Chiefs played earlier in the season. The line for this game right now is that the Chiefs are favored by 8.5 points at home, according to the FanDuel Sportsbook. A couple more just context things from that game. They only scored 17 points, but Trevor Lawrence played pretty well. He had 2 TDs, no interceptions, 259 yards. The Jags could not stop Pat Mahomes. He threw 4 touchdowns to 4 different receivers in the first 3 quarters, and then they took their foot off the gas, and they had all 27 points by the end of the third quarter. So the game was not as close as it even seemed, and the Chiefs ended up winning by 10, but the Jags couldn't get any running game going. They only had Etienne only had 11 rushes for 45 yards because they couldn't stop Mahomes, so they had to throw the ball so much. Pat had 331 yards, 4 touchdowns to 4 different receivers, and they had 100 rushing yards in that game. Isaiah Pacheco had 86. Pat had 30-something. So it's a big line, 8.5 points, Chiefs at home, but they've covered that spread against the Jags this year before. What do y'all think as far as the spread goes?
Hey, you ain't spotting the Chiefs 27 points ain't gonna come back. So
look,
I'm gonna take the 8 points. So I think the Chiefs can cover this, but solely the only reason I'm gonna take it is because of Pat Mahomes. Like, I just don't think the Jags will be able to score enough points. I mean, because you're gonna have the pressure on you. Like, you might be able to score, drive the ball, but I just don't see you getting a ton of touchdowns to keep up with the Chiefs offense. So I'm gonna take the Chiefs here. I say they can win by
8.5.
Yeah,
9,
I think so.
9 basically.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I'm definitely taking playoff Mahomes.
Man, okay. So I don't know if you know this, but like the Chiefs are really actually not very good against the spread, especially at home. Like, they get really large spreads at home and frequently don't meet them. That being said, ain't no way I'm taking the Jaguars in this game.
I see what he's going.
I'm going to go the other way. I definitely think the Chiefs will win, but I think that the Jaguars will make it a bit more competitive than last time. Like Anthony said, Chiefs have been really bad against the spread. They're 6-10-1. It's because Vegas always has them winning by so much. It's not like they've been bad at all. They went 14-3 this year, but they have them winning by like 9, 10, 11, like these crazy spreads. And I just think that in the playoff atmosphere, the Jags will do enough to come within like 6 or 7, I think. I could definitely see it not being the case. I mean, the fact that Pat had 4 touchdowns to 4 receivers, none of them were Juju in that game. He was held to like 30 yards or so, but just like any of Mahomes' weapons can go off, and they had 100 rushing yards on top of that. So the Jags couldn't stop the pass. They couldn't stop the run. So even though I think the Jags offense will be able to do something, I could definitely see it being the case where the defense just isn't able to get a stop, like y'all were saying. The Chiefs also sacked Trevor Lawrence 5 times in that game. So pass protection wise, that's definitely something the Jags are going to need to address coming into this game. And the Jags were 9-9 against are 9-9 against the spread so far. So really nothing to know there. Yeah, it's a complete coin toss. So we move on to the next game, the Giants and Eagles. Like I mentioned before when we were talking about predicting our outcomes, they played twice. The Eagles won both of them. One of those was 48-22. The next was 22-16. The one important thing I think to note from the first matchup is that the Eagles ran the ball like crazy and the Giants were not able to. Miles Sanders and Jalen Hurts combined for 220 rushing yards, 3 TDs. Boston Scott had a rushing touchdown. Hurts also threw for 2 touchdowns and had no turnovers. They also sacked Daniel Jones 7 times and held Saquon to 28 rushing yards and no touchdowns. So I think that the Saquon thing is the one thing the Giants are really going to focus on is like the main priority and like starting point for focusing on this game. So do y'all think that, let's see where the spread is at. 1 second. I actually didn't write the spread for this one down, but I have it right here.
Okay.
It's -7.5. Eagles at home are 7.5 point favorites. So the Giants covered that one time and they didn't cover it another time. So what do y'all think for this game?
I will actually take the Giants plus 7.5. Like, I don't think the Giants will win this game. If you're asking me the money line bet, it's on the Eagles. But the Giants have just been playing really good football as the year went on. Their defense has been playing really well. And I'm just still not sure how healthy Jalen Hurts is. We ain't seen him look good at all since his injury. So, like, if Jalen is able to turn loose, run the ball a lot, and they're not trying to protect him with the play calling, they might blow this spread out the water. But assuming that they do have to do that a little bit, I think, the plus 7.5 is a good bet here. They might lose by 7.
I like that.
Actually a tough one. Yeah, this is definitely a tough one. I'm not gonna lie. I just think I'm gonna take. It's crazy to say I'm gonna take 2 of these spreads back to back, but I'm gonna take the Eagles here. This full strength Eagles have time off to get ready. It's a divisional opponent, so they know them very well. They've already played twice. And I just don't see Jalen Hurts coming out and underperforming again. He was getting his feet wet again last time they were playing. So at this point, I think they're going to be very well prepared. I'm not sure what the game plan is going to be. Maybe it's going to be attacking the pass a lot more because, like I said, they were gashing with the run before. Yeah, it's crazy to say I'm going to take the Eagles with another big spread, but I'm going to go Eagles here.
That rest is a blessing and a curse. We didn't see it bite a lot of teams in the ass.
Yeah, that's
true. They're like, "Ooh, look at all this rest we got." Oh man, why did we get cooked by this team? We are so much better than. Like, I'm just saying, we didn't see it. We didn't see it.
I think it's tough. I think the Giants are riding off a lot of momentum, and like you said, it could be good or it could be bad. I'm gonna say that it's going to be good for them. I think they go out and cover the spread against the Giants. I think they're going to stop the run. I think that's going to be their focus and not let those other receivers. They got Darius Slay take. I think you got Darius Slay. You got a really good secondary. Their defense is really good. Their team overall is really good. They should not lose to the Giants, and I think they'll cover that 7 spread.
Man, I'm conflicted too, but I think I'm going to take the Giants. I think the Eagles are going to win, but I think it's going to end up being a closer game. It's hard to beat a team 3 times in one season. I think the Eagles will do it, but I think they're going to be most tested in this game. But on the flip side, Jalen Hurts came back, his first game back from injury and still was able to beat this team by 6. So you would think that will probably be, the worst version of an outing that he would have against them. But we'll see how the rest factors into it. The Cowboys
New York sitting guys because they had the playoffs locked. They had nothing to play for in that game.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Which makes that even more embarrassing for Jalen Hurts, high key. Like, I'm just saying. Like, that's my guy, and I think he's fantastic, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
The next game we got is the Bengals at the Bills. They're playing this game in Buffalo despite some questions about where it would be played, given that their first matchup was canceled. The spread right now is the Bills are favored by 5 points at home. Some quick context things. We've already talked about our feelings about the game, especially the injuries the Bengals are dealing with. But in the regular season, the Bengals were the best team against the spread. And the hottest team to close out the regular season. Both of these teams had a tougher time in the wild card round than we expected. The Bills gave up some big plays to the Dolphins. The Bengals played the Ravens way too close, and the offense looked stagnant at times. So what do y'all think? Do y'all think that for those of y'all that had the Bills winning, do y'all think that they cover it by 5 points, or do y'all think it'll be closer?
Yeah, I think it'll be 3 or 4. Like, I don't see this game being like, a 6 or 7 or any more than that. And I only say that because I feel like both teams have the ability to score at any time. And it's not like either defense, are shoddy. I feel like they both have solid defenses. I feel like the Bills probably have a better defense, but
oh shit, it moved to 5.5.
That's ridiculous. Bro, come on. That's disrespectful to the Bengals.
I think the Bills will win, but I think it'll be like 3 or 4 points.
Maybe they're just taking into account all the offensive line things, and I'm just
that's got to be it.
But that just feels disrespectful. Like, I'd feel disrespected looking at that line if I was a Bills player. Like, if I was a Bengals player, I'd be hot. I'd be hot, bro. I'd be like, oh, that's what y'all think about it?
I definitely go with the Bills under here. I think they win, but I don't gotta win it by 5.5.
So since y'all think the Bengals cover the spread and me and Anthony think the Bengals win the game, that makes it unanimous for the Bengals to cover, but for different reasons. We're split on like the outcome of the game.
Money line, yeah.
Yeah. So the last game we got is the Cowboys at the 49ers. This spread is the closest of all the games. The Niners are 3.5-point favorites at home. Let me make sure that line has not moved. Yep, still the same. 3.5-point favorites at home. Like I said, this is the one game that would have happened where the teams hadn't played each other had the Damar Hamlin injury not happened. So we don't have a previous matchup to go off of. They're both coming off dominant wins in the wild card. The 49ers had a close half against Seattle, but were able to put it away pretty easily in the second half. Dallas dominated Tampa. Game never really looked close after being 0-0. Brock Purdy and Dak were both great in the first round. I think that Cliff giving Dak Offensive Player of the Week is definitely deserved. I think the runner-up, if I had to pick a runner-up, would probably be Brock Purdy. Maybe Trevor Lawrence, but the 4 picks is like kind of a crazy asterisk. But second half Trevor Lawrence for sure would
second half Trevor Lawrence.
Come back, Lawrence.
Would for sure be an honorable mention.
So he won though. So
he did win. That's the important part, right?
It is. And so absent second half Trevor Lawrence and Dak, I think that Brock Purdy is certainly in the conversation for Player of the Week last week. So what are you guys expecting? Are y'all higher on the Cowboys than you were last week, given what we saw, or not that impressed because Tampa ended up not being all that good?
Tampa's bad. They took care of business. They didn't impress me.
That's fair.
Yeah, like Tampa has looked that bad in multiple weeks this season, including against the 49ers. Boy, when Brock Purdy went in there to Tampa, boy, put boots to Tom Brady's ass. I'm just saying. So, like, that don't impress me because they got beat maybe worse by Brock Purdy, his like second start ever.
Yeah, I think it was his first.
his first official start, second game. Yeah. Something crazy like that, So like I'm not jocking it too much. Is basically what I'm trying to say. Like, I
do
don't
you
want to be
have
rude.
the 49ers covering 3.5? Do you think they win by
Yes.
4, or do you think
Yeah.
it's a field goal? Gotcha.
I'll take them 3.5. That doesn't seem that's respectfully small in my opinion.
Yeah,
a 3.5 spread. Like, granted, like that's usually the job where like the team wins by 3 and you took the 3.5 and you feel like you've gotten robbed. Like, that's happened to me many a times, right? But I'm ready to get hurt again. So
yeah, I'm gonna go with you here too. I think they probably win by like 4. Like, I don't think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be a really good game. Honestly, I think it's gonna be a really good game, and I can see it coming down to the wire. Somebody with the ball last, trying to go down and score a touchdown. But I think the Niners can get the edge here by 4. I think.
I agree. Cliff, are you going to respectfully take your team to cover the spread?
Nah, I mean, I picked them to lose on the bracket, so I'm going to keep consistent. But I do think if they decide they want to kick the ball, they make this spread harder.
just come in the game going for 2. Is that what you want to see? Hey, I'm just asking. I want to know if that's what you want to see. They come into the game going for 2.
If you go down the field and you start the game with the ball, and he ain't been showing you what you need to see, and you go down and score on your first drive and open the game and go for 2, why not? You up 6 if you don't get it. I mean, so I'm going to take the over. I think because of that situation, I think that they will win by like 4 or 6, to be honest.
Okay, so that makes it unanimous, and that closes out the fly 4 for this week's
fly 4
divisional playoff round. So as we say, most weeks that I remember to gamble responsibly and don't blame us and all of that.
Yeah, okay, vibes.
Oh, he trolling.
Hey, hold on 1 second. I'm gonna put it up there. I just gotta move the overlay real quick. All right, which comment you want to see first?
Hey, that Giants 49ers.
Is Giants 49ers in the NFC?
Yeah.
Paul Cello Short Sports Show. He says that's cap. And then he says it's Jaguars Bengals in the AFC.
Hey, that's cap too.
I got Bengals in the AFC Championship, so I'm like halfway with you. But I ain't got the Jags overcoming the Chiefs. That's wild, player.
That bold.
That's crazy. Anthony Price says 49ers win by 8 or 10. I'm with
Why not 9?
Why not 9? That's a valid question. That is a valid question. I don't know about why not 9, but like, hey, look, I believe in the Niners. Niners Bengals Super Bowl. I'm telling y'all. And then we don't know what's going on with Trey Lance. All right. So Fox Solo Sports Show says Tom Brady's average without number 1 everything around him. I don't have nothing to do with his. It don't have nothing to do with his age.
I mean, he need pieces, but everybody need pieces.
I mean, I do think at this point in his career, he does need a lot of things built great for him. And to be fair, because he keeps taking the discount on every team he goes to, they ain't got no excuse to not go ahead and get that everywhere. He ain't over here taking 15, 20% of the cap anywhere he goes. So there ain't no excuse for them not to shell out the money in other places and get it right for him. And I believe that, like, if you're a quarterback who's willing to take that pay cut, it's okay to need everything around you because you're telling them, go get it.
That's true.
Hey,
I feel like they can kind of say that for any quarterback who stays in the pocket too. Like, you're only as good as your weapons if you're not creating offense by running. And I almost feel like any just traditional pocket passing quarterback could fall into that category.
Hey, all I'm gonna say is if he talking about the whole career, that's cap. It ain't been too many times where Tom.
Yeah.
So, look, let's not disrespect.
Yeah, we talking about right now. Right now, I think
right now he need it, but
because you think about the quarterbacks in the league that can't move and can't make plays with their feet. There's not that many of Toms out there.
That's true. I mean, it'll be interesting. I think we have a finally good weekend of football coming up. Like Super Wild Card Weekend is always kind of ass because a lot of those teams don't belong there now that there's 7 teams out there. Bucks.
It was only 2 blowouts.
All right, yeah, that one was bad, but for the most part, it was a good weekend. It was solid.
That Chargers Jaguars game
was crazy. Okay, it was looking like it was going to be a bad one too. Anthony Price says Brady has had a Big Ben moment on his last game last year. Brady ain't going nowhere. Brady is not retiring. I think we talked about this last week. Like he fumbled the bag on Giselle, which is fumbling the literal bag because she had more money than him, but also fumbling the supermodel wife bag, and now has to co-parent his children. He is not doing that for half a season of football. Like, no, my man got 2. He got 1 more in him. He got 2 more in him. Like, you ain't going through all that turmoil for 1 season of football.
He got at least 2 of them things in him.
Yeah.
You got to for it to mean something.
That just don't make no sense, bro. If you was gonna retire after this season, you should have just retired and gave Giselle what she wanted. Let it go.
Right.
You don't a rich divorce sucks, but a rich nigga divorce is crazy.
It gotta be different. Yeah.
It's like who gets what house? Like that's what they argued about. Like, nah, before you gotta do all that, like you gotta play a couple seasons. Like
yeah,
that's how the fuck
his mind was made up, and I think that's why she left because she was like, "Oh yeah, I'm already knowing he ain't hanging up no time soon."
He had to know they wasn't going nowhere this year, though. He playing for 2 more. I'm telling you, he playing for that.
2 more. Yeah, I believe it. What we got next? We got the no huddle with Cliff.
Yeah. So, do a little different this week. I'm gonna touch on each of the playoff games. So what I want y'all to do is just tell me, Sam, I'm gonna start with you. Which individual player you can pick, an offensive player or a defensive player, but don't pick a quarterback. Will be the X factor or difference maker in this game this week between the Jags and the Chiefs. And I want you to pick the player on the Jags.
Ooh. Travis Etienne. He only had 45 yards in their first matchup. He has to get it going and get the play action to be viable for Trevor Lawrence. And in doing so, getting the run game going hopefully means they aren't giving up a ton of runs or a ton of points on the defensive side either. So I'm going to say Etienne.
Okay. Like that one. So same situation, but this one's for Ant, and this is for the Giants versus the Eagles. And I want you to take it for the Giants.
All right. So, did you say we can't pick the Q?
No Q. Offensive, any other player but the Q.
All right. I mean, then it's Saquon Barkley. Like I like my mind says Daniel Jones because this team will die if he don't play well. Like if we get like last year, Daniel Jones is over. But the difference maker in every other situation is always Saquon Barkley. Like that's just the truth of it. Like Saquon is crazy good. We all know that. We all understand like kind of what he can do to just break a game open. Like on his own by himself. Let's get it done. Yeah. Like take it to the crib on any carry. So it's Saquon. How I'm not even. There's no however. It's just Saquon. We know he is a difference maker. He is it. Yeah. But they ain't winning. So.
That's why I picked the underdogs. What they got to do. But those are great points though, as far as running the ball. Both those, they're going to have to be successful running the ball.
Saquon need 150 and like 2 tuds to have a chance at this game. Like, and I mean that in the nicest way possible. But like, he really do need 150 and like 2 tuds.
Gotta be tough on that defense.
Yeah, bro.
150 rushing.
Total scrimmage,
bro. Okay, let's just say total scrimmage.
I'm about to say like that. That's a lot. On that defense, they're not winning.
I say that because they're not winning. So, the bar is set up high as hell because they're not winning.
All right, so this one's for T.O. Same question for the Bengals versus the Bills. Who you picking for the Bengals?
For the Bengals, I'm gonna go. It's gonna have to be, even though he trash, it's gonna have to be Eli Apple.
Ooh,
because
that's big though.
That's big though. He talked all that cash, but I don't believe in him.
I think he's trash though. I'm just be honest with you. He's not booty trash. Meat. He is not, bro. He is actually nice. But
who's the number one corner, guys?
He got to be the number one corner.
Cheetah Bay hurt, right? Cheetah Bay Woozy hurt.
For a minute.
So Eli gonna be on who, guys?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Stephon, Gabe Davis. It ain't like it's just one guy. You got Gabe Davis. You got John Brown. You got Isaiah McKenzie. Cole. They got a bunch of guys passing the
every game.
Listen,
a lot of your favorite quarters. Pass interference every game applies to a lot of your favorite quarters. I'm not gonna let y'all get that one off. Pass interference every game applies to a lot of your favorite quarters.
He also disrespected Cajun food, so
all right, that's wild that. Because Cajun food is fire. So I'm
with you what the fuck is wrong with him?
I just think he got to have a good game though. Eli Apple got to have a good game in order for him to have a chance, because that we know that passing attack, we know how serious or lethal that thing can get. So, I mean, to me, he has to be the X factor for the Bengals.
I like that. I like that pick. I like that one. Yeah, I'd say the same thing. And a little caveat on that. What do y'all say is like should really both Bills and Bengals fans be worried about their team's performances last week, if any, going into this week?
Bengals more than Bills.
Yeah, Bengals got to be worried about that O-line for sure.
Yeah, Joe Bills for his fucking life.
I think the Bills kind of just underestimated Skylar Thompson as a rookie. I don't know, was he like a 6th rounder or undrafted or something crazy, right? So he was drafted before Brock Purdy, so 6th rounder. So it's easy to overlook that. They're not overlooking Tyler Huntley because we know how Tyler Huntley gets down. I just believe that's kind of valid truth now, right? It's divisional, but also Tyler Huntley been out there for a minute now, doing his thing. You're not overlooking him. I just think your offensive line had trouble with that Ravens pass rush, and that's something that can be easily replicated by the Bills.
Oh, they got at least 8 to 10 guys they rotate and keep them fresh. So it's gonna be tough sledding if they can't slow down that pass rush for sure.
Valid, he said Fox Solo Sports Show goes with us as well. Says Bengals more because the Dolphins are better than the Ravens. I mean, without Lamar, that is a fact. Yeah, it's just a fact without Lamar.
Without Lamar, agree.
Yeah, I'm with that. What we got next, player?
Clifton, I'm new to this,
Last one I got is for Sam. The Cowboys versus the Niners, and who you taking on the Cowboys?
I'm going to take Micah Parsons. I think if you can make life really difficult for Brock Purdy, that is a real route to victory. I think he's in a position to have a big game, and I think if he does, that puts them in a really good position to win. Same as he did against Tom.
Yeah,
okay, that's valid.
I agree. I think this run game and offensive line is better, and I think that's gonna hold him up to be able to just go after Tom. Tom is just different. You can just, when you rushing Tom, especially the situation they was in that game, you can just pass rush and just go 100 miles per hour. But when you get on the run, if they run it effectively and play action, that little freeze will get you. And I think that team, the way they run the ball, can do a good job of putting Micah, because they know that's who they got to put in the bind. That's somebody you got to hesitate, make a decision, because if he's going high motor all the time, you probably whoever on the other side of him probably losing. So
yeah,
you got to get him to slow down. I think that's a great point. I think he can be the difference in the game for real. But another little caveat. So what are the odds that Brett Maher attempts an extra point this week?
100%. 100%. I'm just
he's definitely kicking field goals this week.
What are the odds he misses? Hold on. What is the odd he misses one and kicks another one? I'm not doing it.
If I'm Mike McCarthy,
if he misses the first one, 0.
Yeah. If he missed the first one,
you said they taking him out. They're like, hey, hey, bro, check off your pads, buddy. It's all right.
We good.
Whoever y'all punter is better know how to kick field goals.
Right.
They say, take off your pads, buddy. Your day's over.
Yeah, I think if he misses the first one, it's over. But if he missed the second one, they'd probably send him back out there for the third one if he made the first.
I think they signed another one, like I think they just signed another.
They did to the practice.
They signed another kicker. Yeah.
Hey, that's wild, bro.
Hey, I think
it was like Vincent Vicanzo or something.
I don't know who the hell it was, but
it was Vicanzo, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest. That's a mistake in my opinion, because if you think his confidences might be a little bit shot, like signing another kicker for the playoff run, his confidence is never coming back. No. Hey, Fox's Cowboys have done 33-24 final.
That's a nice score prediction, though.
Bookmark that. Let's see if he gets that one. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. We all think kickers' confidence hand in hand, like everybody that plays professional sports. But bro, come on, you can't come back from that mentally if they sign a kicker immediately after you struggle.
If it was me though, I would not. If I were the coach, I would never put him back out there again. He does not have that dog in him.
But if you think about it, it's not like he's like a Justin Tucker or Mason Crosby. You're not that guy.
You're not that guy.
Yeah. So 4 missed extra points.
He wasn't missing no field goals though. He was missing extra points though.
Imagine he hadn't missed in Super Bowl.
He hadn't missed in 50 games or something.
He missed 4 in a row.
Yes, he missed 4 in that game.
He only missed 3 or 4 the whole season. Career. He only missed 3 or 4 the whole season.
He missed no extra points the entire season.
Oh, this season
he missed field goals, right? But he missed more extra points in that game than I think he's missed his entire career.
Listen, all I'm gonna say is it was a good move for them to move that chip shot back to make it more competitive, to make it more skill based, because anybody can go out there and kick a field goal from the 2-yard line. But if you can go out there and you can kick the ones that they're doing now, it takes a lot more skill, and I feel like it's way more competitive because literally every point matters. And let's say at the end of the game you score a touchdown to tie it up, it ain't just no gimme 1 point. You don't know if you're gonna make that.
Honestly, you should just make that.
You should, but
we clearly don't know. Yeah,
but clearly it ain't that easy.
Hey, look, that's right. I'm no kicker. Look, don't put me out there.
I ain't saying I could do it.
Yeah, that man's got to be sick. Hey,
Cliff, you remember back in college at one point we was down there about to go for 2 every time.
Hey.
High key, you just put your kicker on blast, bro.
Yeah, whoever that kicker was just saw
that. Yo, Alex She-Man is like, yo, for real, my guy? I thought we was cool.
No shade.
It's like whoever played quarterback for LeBron in high school, where he was like, man, I was gonna be receiver, but my quarterback just kept throwing me out to get it fucked up on these rounds. So I had to be like, nah, B. I sit my ass down and play basketball. and then that dude has probably been telling everybody he knows, is like, yeah, I used to be QB for Bron back in high school. He was mixing people up.
Setting Brian up out there.
I mean, that's what bro said. Bro said bro was out here setting me all the way up.
Oh my goodness.
Yo, we got anything else in the no huddle?
No, that's it.
All right, facts. That leaves us with the final segment, the heart of the show, the Ballers Bouquet. What's poppin', Sam?
Yep. So this is a Ballers Bouquet, and too often in the media, they only focus on the negative or salacious things athletes may do or get themselves into without highlighting the positive effects they have on their community. Here at the Fly Route, we like to make a change and highlight those things that might go under the radar. So this week's Ballers Bouquet is in celebration in honor of Martin Luther King Jr. Day, and it goes to the Buffalo Bills to highlight the work that they did in honor of the holiday. The Buffalo Bills and other members of the NFL community in moving towards an initiative to create a more equal and just tomorrow through the NFL's Inspire Change campaign came together through community organizations to focus on education and criminal justice reform. Micah Hyde said it gives us a platform to be able to give back to our communities, give back to whatever charities and foundations that we love and adore and want to be a part of. I think we're all very blessed to be able to give back, and a lot of the guys in this locker room and in our league do so. Hyde and Deion Dawkins, who gave back to the Buffalo community through their charity softball game and cornhole tournaments, are members of the Players Community Leadership community, which supports efforts of the campaign. And the 2022 Bill Walter Payton Man of the Year Award, the Bills Walter Payton Man of the Year Award nominee, Deion Dawkins, believes that giving back to the community is one of the most important things that anyone, especially someone in the NFL, can do. He says, I feel like as an athlete, that's kind of just in our job description. We have to do our part, and that really inspires people to want to do so too. So when you get in and help your city, then somebody else feels like maybe I should do it, and it just becomes kind of a chain reaction. During this year's Inspired Change Game Day celebration in December, the Bills recognized local nonprofits who work to aid Buffalo's youth. The following organization received a combine of $325,000 in grants that will be used towards expanding respective programs that were designed to develop equitable opportunities, build a strong sense of community, and provide a platform to participate in meaningful conversations. So hats off to the Bills in celebration of Martin Luther King Jr. Day, which was founded as a federal holiday in part to encourage philanthropy and community organization, as well as remembering the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. So congratulations to the Buffalo Bills, and good luck to them this weekend as well.
All right, that is it for episode 100. We hit the big 100. I want to say I appreciate everybody who's been rocking with us, whether you started on episode 1 or you started on episode 100. We appreciate each and every single one of y'all, and we cannot wait to get back to you next week.
The Fly Route Pod. The Fly Route Pod. The Fly Route Pod.